This is the Fan Connection Podcast where we talk all things sports and entertainment. We're your hosts, I'm Morris Michael.
And I'm Devin Steele.
Let's get right into it. So we got the Raw August 19th episode, and we started out with Gunther and Kaiser kind of set Randy Orton up. And before we get into it, I'm going to just go ahead and call it. Randy's walking out of Bash, the new World Heavyweight Champion. Call me crazy. But I just think that's what's going to happen. That's what we're finna see.
I think it's possible. Gunther practically said the same thing he said last week to Randy. Just like, you could never get me the same way you do others. I'm better. Blah, 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 this and that. But it kind of shows that Gunther does view Randy as a threat. Because he's calling in his boys, right?
Right.
And I mean, the crowd is behind Randy Orton ever since that PLE in France. I guess Randy is just on Raw then, right?
I guess so. They done blurred the lines with that a little bit, you know what I mean?
They didn't really say anything, and people are appearing on different brands pretty often.
But I mean, not really much happened with that because they set up a Randy Orton and Kaiser match for the main event, and that rolls us into the first match of the night. We get Sheamus defeating Pete Dunne, and dude, this match was a banger. There's definitely more to come with these two. Obviously, me and you called this rivalry being something spectacular. You know, obviously Sheamus has to win the first one because he's the veteran in the fucking. You know, he's the veteran in the whole thing. But Pete Dunne will get the upper hand eventually because once they start throwing in the Donnybrook matches and stuff, and he can use the shillelagh, it's over.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised that Pete Dunne lost to Sheamus on Raw because, I mean, Pete Dunne's kind of been booked as being a little timid towards Sheamus anyway.
Right.
He's smaller than Sheamus.
Right.
And I think kind of the point is Sheamus is a hurdle in front of Pete Dunne, right? And he's going to have to try something new to beat Sheamus. And it sounds like he's got good things going on in NXT. Apparently part of a triple threat for someone's title.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what's up with Sheamus, right? Is this Pete Dunne and him? Is this one and done? I'm wondering if Sheamus might be part of the Intercontinental title championship that's coming up.
Or maybe both of them will.
With the tournament, right?
Maybe both of them will, and they'll have to face each other again.
Oh, that's a good call. Pete Dunne could be in the tournament for the IC title.
I could see that. And then Sheamus would probably go 2-0 over him, but at the same time, that gives Pete Dunne more fuel to want to chase after it more. You know what I'm saying? So I could see that happening. I like what they're doing with it because after the match and everything, Sheamus did the little thing where he pulled his hand off the turnbuckle like he was strapped in that turnbuckle. He pulled the whole turnbuckle off the rope. It was crazy. And then he went backstage and, they were interviewing. He was holding his hand up and stuff. And then, Pete Dunne attacked him with the shillelagh again. So, we're probably going to get another match with them for sure. And it's probably going to have a stipulation so they can use Donnybrook match, something like that. That's what I think.
But the next match of the night, Maxine Dupree versus Ivy Nile.
The Pit Bull.
The Pit Bull. I think they also call her the Himbo. Basically, Maxine Dupree got bullied. She got beat up. And Sister Abigail and the rest of the Wyatts appeared. I'm going to note this while I've got the floor. American Made was out there in support of Ivy Nile.
Yep.
But I didn't see the Alpha Academy come into Maxine's rescue.
Where was Otis? Where was Tozawa?
So, the Wyatts appeared and their faces. It's crazy that they're doing this dark, scary persona, but they're also faces at the same time.
Right. I mean, Chad Gable ends up getting his sister Abigail.
Put a little stank on it.
Yeah, it's good storytelling, bro. Like we're we're into it.
And now they're talking about Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable meeting up on the next Raw. So I mean, I'm here for more of this, and we're just gonna have to wait till next Raw.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
All right, everybody. Let's take a second here, and I'll give Royce Michaels just a tiny bit of credit, a little tiny bit. Don't get too full of yourself on a little prediction magic. Okay, he called a strap match. And of course, Drew McIntyre accepts CM Punk's challenge for a strap match. And so I'm excited for another installment of CM Punk and Drew without Seth Rollins putting his nose in the middle of it.
Like Devin Steele said, I did call that. But at the same time, like we said, I don't know if I see either one of these guys touching four corners in this match, buddy. Because that's how it has to end. And like I feel like the anger they have towards each other, I don't even think it's like that match is gonna end like how it's supposed to.
I'm always gonna call CM Punk at the end of the day. But I think it has to be CM Punk this time around because he lost at SummerSlam. And so
you think they're finna go one on?
I think if they're going to continue this, they're going to have to tie it up.
That's a good call.
And so with that prediction, bro, I'm wondering if they're going to run CM Punk and Drew all the way to Mania.
I could see it happening because, like, I mean, just think Royal Rumble comes around before Mania, and like they come in, mess each other over. Then guess what? They're neither one of them just won that. But then they get the Elimination Chamber. If they're both in that, they'll screw each other over again.
And so, like you called the Royal Rumble winner long in advance, I'm going to call my shot now in this episode.
Go for it.
And I'm calling CM Punk is main eventing night 1 of WrestleMania this year.
It's bold.
In competition for the World Heavyweight title, either against Drew McIntyre or against Gunther.
That's a crazy call.
In my opinion, though, in closing, Bash and Berlin needed a match like this.
The next match we get, Odyssey Jones and the New Day defeat the Final Testament.
Did we need this many installments to get here? You know, I mean, Xavier Woods had his hand reached out, and so did Odyssey Jones. And Kofi jumped to do a hot tag, and he tagged Odyssey instead of Xavier. And he give him like a little look. He's like, why didn't my best friend Kofi pick me?
It's like literally next.
I mean, could we give it a chance, man? Is there a way?
Odyssey Jones is the only thing going for that segment right now. And he's new. You know what I mean?
Like
if Xavier goes heel, it'll be Xavier versus Kofi, and like that. I guess they're just trying to give the New Day something to do.
I don't know, man. It's like I guess they're trying to freshen things up with the New Day. They've been given this TV time. It's like I just don't know if they had any other ideas. Maybe I guess maybe they asked the right guys, but you know, in my last final opinions, who cares, bro? It's like I just don't care about the Final Testament at all, and I just don't really think Xavier Woods turning heel is what he needs. I think he's just unfortunately a mid-carder. You know, not everybody gets to go and win the WWE Championship.
Yeah. And as we say about this segment, as always, next.
Bronson Reed defeats The Miz in no DQ action.
It was a no DQ action at that. That's what it felt like. I was like, dadgum, like, they're throwing all this furniture around, right? And, like, nothing really got used throughout the match. Dude, it was crazy. I was like, come on, we get a stipulation. I was happy about that. I'm happy we got a stipulation. But hit somebody with a table or something, you know?
There was some stuff like the trash can, like he got slammed on
That
the
was a
trash
good
can.
spot. I liked it.
But I mean, there wasn't anything crazy. I'm sure the people that were there loved it. But
Like, we still getting stipulations on Raw, so hell yes on that end.
that's what we asked for. But I mean, the big push is continuing for Bronson Reed.
Yeah, we running out of talent. Somebody got to come out here and bust up on him.
That's a multi-time world champion. Another one that he just stomped out. And in fact, everybody that he's taken on has been a world champion. And so now Bronson Reed has gotten Braun Strowman's attention.
Braun Strowman versus Big Bronson Reed will be next week on Raw. And I don't know how that one's going to end, but I think it's going to be a good one.
I think Bronson Reed's going to run through Braun Strowman.
It might happen.
I think he's going to put him over. And so it's like, I'm wondering, where are they trying to get Bronson to? Do they want him to be in the world title picture?
Maybe they're trying to make Bronson Reed like the new Brock. Because they can't have Brock right now. You know what I mean? That's not a bad call. You know what I mean? Because
I would say similar to Mark Henry,
or so along a Big Show, somewhere along the lines of that. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. That's they working him. You know what I mean? But then we get the Judgment Day segment, and this was all just a setup to jump Damian and Mommy. You know what I mean? This is just trying to get the match fired up for Bash. It's just a little. We need more though. I think you know what I'm saying. Like Damian and Finn need to like go at it a little more.
I was kind of thinking that the fire has died a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and this is more fuel for the match in Bash, I guess. But I just don't feel like anything new was added in this segment. It was like, let's talk some trash so the faces will come out. And then when they come out, we'll distract them and then attack them from behind.
And then what did they call them? What's the name they called them?
And then they had a promo segment. They made it deliberate to repeat it a few times. The Terror Twins for Damian and Rhea. What do you think?
I think it's trash, bro. Like them throwing around all these new names and everything. Like put some creativity into them.
I don't know. Like I don't really know how I feel about it.
Like, how are you gonna be Terror Twins when you just both turn face? That's my biggest deal with it. It's like I love Damian Priest and Mommy right now. Like they're my two. Like she's my favorite diva, and he's probably my favorite superstar on Raw right now.
The name just feels like some Dr. Seuss crap to me.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, dude. It's just a little weird to me. What do y'all think? Comment how y'all feel about the Rhea and Damian name.
In the next match, a tag team triple threat for the tag team women's championships. In my opinion, Io and Kairi carried this match.
We also finally have a name for the Sonya group. Pure Fusion Collective. What were we just talking about crappy names, dude? Come on.
I don't know what that means.
Put some creativity on these.
I don't want to say I hate it. I just don't know what it means. What it's Pure Fusion Collective.
Like they finally got a name, and I just wish they didn't. Like it's all right, but I mean, the match. I needed so much more out of the match too, because you got Kairi Sane and Io Sky in the match, and they're like they're going really reckless. So like I feel like they I wanted a lot more out of Damage Control in that, bro. Like I always want them to do good.
And we've had a lot of segments and a lot of TV time and a lot of matches getting here. And I just don't know if this title match exactly paid off.
Like, what does it do for Alba Fire and Isla Dawn? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of they need a little something on the women's side and the tag development side. Like they need something with a little bit more oomph behind it. But then that gets us into our main event of the evening. and Randy Orton defeated Ludwig Kaiser. It was a good match, and like I said, I'm telling y'all, Randy Orton's winning at Bash. I'm almost sold on it, dude. Like I can almost taste it. I don't want to just say that and toot my own horn or nothing. I really think that might happen.
I'm gonna play both sides just a little bit because Randy Orton's career is hot right now. Like I said, ever since France, he's been hot. And
plus, he's bigger now.
He's in huge. Like I mean, he's in great shape. Almost 300 pounds. And I mean, a Randy Orton win is possible. It's believable for him to win the World Heavyweight Championship whenever he wants to. But me, now that I've played both sides and I've given Randy his credit, me personally, I gotta back Gunther. I gotta back the ring general. The man does not lie. He wants to beat Randy so bad, and it's like he doesn't lie. He is powerful. He beats everybody. I mean, I just don't know if Randy is going to go over Gunther right now, especially with him being the fresh new champion. First defense, that's going to look terrible. I feel like they're trying to make Gunther like I imagine him, like this unstoppable guy. You know, and if he loses his first title defense, that breaks that image so badly. Cool main event though.
It was alright. It was a good match. I really think that Randy might win because it's just like, I don't know, dude. Gunther ain't, I don't know, he ain't making me feel like he's gonna beat him. You know what I mean?
It definitely feels like he has something to prove to Randy, doesn't he?
Like a little bit more. Like, yeah, he beat him at the King of the Ring, but like, I mean, guess what? Randy didn't have to win the King of the Ring to get this match. You see what I'm saying?
I just believe that Gunther he's going to keep his word. Remember, he give Randy this match. Like
y'all comment in the comments, who do y'all think's going to win? Y'all got Gunther going over or Randy? SmackDown August 23rd episode. Cody has a segment on the Grayson Waller effect, and we get KO and Cody versus A-Town Down Under as the main event somehow.
Yeah, it was like this... they kind of went on this promo thing where Cody was talking about he's using you and we're all just waiting for you to do something about it. And
they come back with like, oh, KO's finna turn on you, just wait.
Yeah, look, KO's turned on all these other people. Look at this like whole thing we put together, this presentation.
And then KO comes out and flips the script on everybody. He's like, Nick Aldis, just come out here already.
Yeah, he's like, just make the match, please. But yeah, it is just a little way to set up the main event.
Yeah, like I said, that gets put as the main event. But then we get the United States Championship match. LA Knight defeats Santos Escobar. Why is he coming out before Santos, first of all? And why is this not at Bash or at least the main event?
I guess maybe this is a reoccurring thing with the U.S. title because you remember Logan Paul come out first at SummerSlam.
That is true. And that's why we thought that LA Knight was possibly going to lose. We're like, there ain't no way he's going to lose, right?
And, you know, he's like, call me terrible. Call me, you know. But I think that this was a little bit disrespectful to LA Knight's title run and to the U.S. title.
I think so as well.
Because this is LA Knight's first U.S. title defense.
He doesn't get to do it at PLE. He comes out first. And he got jumped before the match started.
And I mean, it made him look strong, right? It, like they tried to pull every trick they could think of, and it didn't work. I mean, the match was technically strong. There was nothing bad about it.
Escobar did his part as well, though.
I think that if we can wait to watch Logan Paul wrestle, maybe we could have waited to watch LA Knight wrestle. Moving on. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi defeat the Unholy Union and Blair Davenport in 3v3 tag team action.
I feel like we've been seeing this every week for a long time, and
Yeah,
then we finally just get a match with all of them in it without having to get one of them jump in or something. We finally get a match with all three of them.
and it's like I'm still just not really that interested. I don't know if Blair and Naomi really added anything to this. I'm wondering when we're gonna get an honest and true like big championship match. I know they defended on Raw and everything, but where's Bianca and Jade, Where's these SmackDown tag teams?
Yeah, why aren't they in the picture at all?
What about Chelsea Green and Piper Niven?
Yeah, where's I don't know, dude. See, that's what I'm confused about. Like they got damage control and people like that, and like good people that should be like champions and title matches, and then they got like these other people that should be in title matches, not in title matches. So
I'm wondering when they're expecting me to become genuinely interested.
Exactly. After that, though, Solo does what Solo does. He came out, he baby tribal chief the crowd. He made Jacob Fatu give the title to Tongaloa.
That's crazy.
Uh, it's definitely different. But, I mean, everybody was saying that was a promotion, bro. How is that a promotion if he's literally getting a title taken from him and pretty much just getting the same label he got as for Roman?
He got Savior of the Bloodline or something like that. I don't know, like him giving the tag title away is crazy. It's like, why have him wrestle for it in the first place then? You could have just had the Tongans go over.
And, like, I know he's in the boot because that's probably what people are going to comment. But, like, okay, they're not defending him right now. So, like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's why it had something to do with him being in the boot to go with that.
And so I'm wondering if maybe Jacob give the title away so that he can compete for Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title in the tournament.
Maybe so. I could see that. Like, maybe he's, like, got bigger plans for him, Like, he wants him to hold a mid-court title.
Because Solo did say he was coming for gold,
He wants the Bloodline to hold all the gold. So that could be what happens. Or he's going to have Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. title, one of the two.
But nonetheless, the Street Profits interrupt this kind of little jerk fest, and they come out and they have their title match on SmackDown, and the Tongans retain with a little bit of help from Jacob Fatu.
And again, why wasn't this at Bash?
I'm wondering that myself. I'm wondering. I'm a little obscure on the card for Bash. It's like, what's going on?
It's like our predictions are going to be a little rushed on this one just because, like, they haven't really for sure said what's going on yet until, like, I think this coming Monday and Friday, So, I mean, we know a few matches that are happening, but as far as the whole card, it's not even done yet.
But, of course, they beat down the Street Profits, and DIY, like, rushes in and tries to save them. But they get beat down too.
Yeah, DIY tried to help, but at the end, everybody failed.
And so they're just making the Bloodline look really strong. And it also is like, damn, the Bloodline's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's people on all sides that don't like the Bloodline.
And they're still just wrecking everybody.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, when Solo was doing his little thing before he made Jacob give the title to Tongaloa, it was crazy because Solo literally got the crowd to chant OTC instead of Roman Reigns. So, like, now instead of the big dog, he's actually got another name besides Roman that the crowd chants, and that's crazy to me.
And all he had to do was wear a shirt.
That's it. He never said it. He ain't said a promo.
He's not said a single word.
He ain't said a word since he's been back. So that's just crazy as hell to me that he's like hasn't said a word and he's already getting chanted that, That's cool.
Main event time. Cody Rhodes and KO versus A-Town Down Under.
That was still, though. We needed KO to turn on Cody, right?
I feel like this whole thing was set up for the fake out at the end, where KO looked like he was going to hit Cody with the title and turn heel.
So maybe in that, because dude, KO's not winning. He don't even want to win. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking the bloodline or something is going to jump them, and like since it's a 1-on-1 and it ain't a no contest anyway.
I don't know. It's like they're doing this angle. They're teasing the betrayal of Cody or KO, right?
It's like it's almost like Cody may be the one. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
they're making it seem like Cody might turn on KO before KO turns on him.
Because every time that we've seen it, like, because we watched it both times together, every time that, like, KO gives the title back, he's, like, smiling. He's like, here you go, like, he's just like, I'll be in the match, for this. Cody's looking at him like, dude, you better give me my shit back. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe now might be the best time for Cody to turn heel. Because he can go all the way to WrestleMania and then turn back face.
It would just be so crazy because, I mean, Cody is just so popular.
And that just raises his popularity even more because everybody's been wanting to see that because he was heel for a little bit in New Japan Wrestling. So now everybody's like, because that Cody's got a little bit more mic freedom too. You know what I mean? So I'm all for it, dude. Like Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are my two dogs. So like, if he can do that, make it more interesting, by all means, do it.
But I mean, as for me, man, the match was technically sound. All these guys can work. There's no question about that. KO's moveset is losing aura on me. I feel like all of his chain moves are just somebody else's finisher now.
Like the fact that when we seen it, he missed the stunner, right? So he reversed the stunner, and then he went for the pop-up powerbomb, and it's just like no aura. No aura like it used to be, bro. The pop-up powerbomb, like, he put John Cena down with that shit. You know what I mean?
One of them.
Like, that's crazy. Now, I guess, I guess he switched the pop-up powerbomb to a signature, and he just uses the stunner as a finisher now, I guess. But they let him get the 1, 2, 3 off of it.
And so, with that, that's the end of SmackDown.
Wasn't really a lot to talk about on it, like, hopefully, like, SmackDown gets a little better so we got more to talk about.
Even though there was some title matches and some cool matches, I feel like the storylines on SmackDown,
they need a little work.
They're just not quite as dense as what's on Raw right now.
Like, Raw still gives you them jaw droppers. Like, you still don't know what the hell's going to happen when certain shit happens. But then, like, SmackDown, it's like we almost, like, pretty much can predict about everything that's going to happen with the storyline.
And so I'm going to ask you a tough question. Do you agree that Cody Rhodes' title run has been lackluster?
Okay, since I am a Cody fan, I will say that it wasn't what I expected. Like, he's done better since when he first won the title. You know what I mean? Because that first part, the first couple months, I was like, damn, this is boring. We need you out here all the time. But now, I think it's just like trying to slowly get things into Survivor Series War Games. So like, that's what I think they're working him for.
I do think so too, and
because they're working him on so many sides. They got the KO and Randy Orton stuff, the Bloodline stuff. He's doing so much stuff with everybody, bro. It's just like something's gonna happen eventually.
There's a lot of toes in the water, and I guess that's a good thing, man. It just makes it hard to know what's coming next.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm interested and I'm ready for it. So we're gonna see what happens, but. As of right now, dude, that's all I got on that. I know that's probably all you got. So everybody like, share, comment, subscribe. Comment what you think about it. Who you think's gonna win, Randy or Gunther? We really want to know that. Everybody comment.
Yeah, because we're definitely split on that.
That's the one we're the most torn on right there. And I mean, just for shits and giggles, who do you think's gonna win, KO or Cody? Or do you think it's gonna end in DQ? Do you think somebody's gonna intervene? You think Cody's going to turn heel? Let us know what y'all think.
I'm definitely excited to do predictions for Bash in Berlin.
Predictions are going to be pretty alright. Because once we get the whole card done, once they get the whole card done, we'll have something to work with and we'll get it out there for everybody to listen to.
But for now, that's the episode. And if you don't want to miss out, make sure to tune in to the next one. But the Fan Connection podcast is out of here.
Fall in line.